Hello everyone, this is Crazy, aka Why Must I Sign In? And this is Pillars of Eternity. Looks like my preview just came up, so it looks like the video is working. And so here I am in, oh, my lush, gorgeous castle. Look at it looks like it's been fumigated recently. I mean, oh my goodness.
At once.
But yeah, so what's happened is, my little band of adventurers here has reclaimed this castle, and so now we can talk to her, the steward, the steward who is a ghost statue, basically. And so here, it's a stronghold. Events occur at the stronghold as time elapses. The higher your stronghold's prestige, the more positive the events tend to be. And so I really only have a few hundred gold right now. I only have one prestige upgrade. But we have recently constructed the Eastern Barbican, so we can continue to advance in the game if that's what I want to do. I'm not sure I need to. Based on the difficulty I had with the just unlocking this keep. I kind of feel like maybe I should go back a little bit and build some more wealth, equipment, and levels so that I have maybe a slightly easier time going forward. Feel like there were a few encounters in this last area where I was undergeared. So I'm probably going to do that. But now, I can see, okay, with, a few hundred more copper pieces, start thinking about, okay, what am I going to do? And I think what I need to do first is basically get the main keep. And so, yeah, this looks important. Upgrading the main keep will repair your great hall, allowing visitors and adventurers to be available to you and your companions. So basically, until you do this, it really is going to be hard to do anything else. But it is also important to be ready to defend it once you get going, I guess. And so, with my little group here, I have Lydia, a 3rd level fighter, Kana, a 3rd level chanter. I'm still not even entirely sure what role chanters are supposed to have. Aloth, a 3rd level wizard, who is a wood elf. And we two are Almawa. And Durance, who is a meadowfolk.
I'm here.
So now that I have this keep, I should be able to see my stash somehow, right? I thought there was a way to see your stash once you got the keep. Maybe it's only once you actually unlock the main keep? Yeah, so once I get the barracks, I can hire hirelings to defend the stronghold from expensive collateral damage in the event of an attack. Okay, but I can't have any now because I don't even have a keep to defend. And here I can choose who's going to be in the party right now. And so I guess you can actually assign party members who are not currently in the party to go do adventures. So that's cool. Is this still all gonna... Yeah, I think this is all going to... Like, I'm worried this is still a dangerous area. So, that's a vase. Well, I'm still not sure where the stash is supposed to be. Whatever. And so now the Eastern Barbican is complete, so I could leave and activate this on the map.
Bit to slick your breeches, scholar lad.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. I said nothing.
Bit to slick your breeches. Not entirely sure what that means. Right, so from Kainua, on the other side of this river, I can continue down to Wooden Plains, which should, I guess, lead me to the Edelwan Bridge. But do I actually want to go to the, the city looks an awful lot like a major city. And so I'm guessing there's going to be a ton of quests there. So maybe I do want to head there sooner rather than later. Well, I mean, I guess I can go to the Wooden Plains. Yeah, alright. Whoa, 18 hours. It's a while. Well, whatever. Alright, well. This could be violent. I could die here again. But that's fine. Whoa. Someone is driving like a maniac outside. Oh. Not too violent so far, but I am kind of sticking to the road. In older games, I don't think you could go this long without getting into a massive fight.
Hush, Itumak. We'll just wait a little longer.
Oh, there's something down there. A dwarven woman, dressed in skins and hides, leans against the road marker. Her face is turned down, her eyes darkened by a thick stripe of face paint. She's sharpening a bone arrowhead with a scrimshaw-handled knife. Her attention, however, is focused on a bare figurine between her feet. A large white furred fox standing at her heels looks up at your approach.
Easy, Itumak. It's not him.
Who are you waiting for?
Short version? I'm looking for a very, very old friend. I'm not sure what skin he's wearing now, but I'll know him when I see him.
Can I help you find him? That's an interesting question. The last helpful string shall only succeed in lightening my purse. I think I'll handle this on my own. Your friend is supposed to meet you here?
That's what I heard. Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a staff he claimed was made from dragon bone, but I know Whitewood when I see it. That should have been my first clue, but I had to try something.
What exactly are you talking
The
about?
long version. Here we go. I'm from an island to the far south called Nasitak. I came here looking for a village elder, a man we knew as Persok. I'm a hunter back home, so tracking someone wouldn't normally be a problem. But Persok's trail is cold, to say the least.
Ah, she's from Nasitak. There can't be that many of your people in the Darewood. He died when I was still a young girl. Forgot to mention that part, did I? I'm looking for his latest reincarnation, which could be anyone. How long have you been looking for Persok? 5 years. So you've been searching 5 years for a stranger you barely remember, who could be anyone now.
That about sums it up.
Then it must be an important duty. I know how you feel, sounds like a waste of time. Why you have to find Persok? Must be an important
so I keep
duty.
reminding myself. Still, it would be nice if important duties came with clearer instructions.
How does that statuette figure into it? She dusts the figurine on her trousers and raises in her small flat palm. It's carved in the shape of a bear, smooth and round. The polished Adra is worn to a dull matte. Along its arched back and ovoid haunches. A soft glow emanates from within.
Cute, isn't it? It belonged to Persok. Before he returned to the wheel, He left a splinter of his soul in it. Something to help us find him later.
As she holds it out to you, you feel wisps of sensation. Not quite memories, but traces of someone.
When I left Nasitak, it was completely dark inside. But as I've gotten closer to Persok, it's glowed steadily brighter. Since I've reached the Deerwood, however, it's gotten hard to read. Some days it flickers and goes dark. Others it shines nice and bright. For a few hours. But most of the time, it looks just like this.
I could take a look at it.
I've heard that one before. Whole reason I'm standing here is because some so-called watcher from Forkvale told me he could take a look. For a few golden dukes, of course. I was on my way out of the Balmarsh when I heard talk of a traveling mystic who could supposedly see souls. I knew it was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? I went to see this fellow and gave him the Audra figurine. He made a big show of moaning and rolling his eyes, and after I'd given him 5 golden dukes to lift the shroud, he told me to seek the crossroads in the field between the Wolf's Lair and the twining trees.
Go
He thought he
on.
was being vague, but I know the area well enough to recognize that he meant this place, right between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. I had a bad taste in my mouth, but my coin was spent and I'd already left an arrow in his knapsack as a friendly warning. Told him I'd come back and leave him with another if it turned out he was giving me the runaround. I've been here a week now. Guess he had the last laugh after all.
May I see the figure? I already asked that, didn't I?
Why?
Why not? I'm a real watcher. Why not lie?
You expect me to believe that? After the story I just told you?
You've got nothing to lose by letting me try.
Fine. But if you try to run, just remember that my arrows are faster.
She hands you the figurine, her chapped knuckles grazing your hand. She watches you examine it, wary but curious. Raise the Adra bear, turning it in the light. As your eyes catch a tiny glinting scratch, the scenery around you melts away. You're standing on a cliff overlooking the water, seeing through eyes that aren't your own. You catch the musk of beasts amidst the scent of vegetation, and your heart beats a little faster. You'll have to watch your step up here. You look down just long enough to see the sharp, pale cliffs drop into the water hundreds of feet below you. I see a vision of cliffs high over the water. Does that sound familiar? My perception is not high enough. He's standing on a cliff.
What are you talking about? What just happened?
I told you, I'm a watcher. She blinks at you a few times, calculating. I know this sounds strange, Alice says, but it's the truth.
You realize I've got no coin to give you, even if I did believe you.
Come with me. I've got other business in the area, and we can look for Persok on the way.
If this is your idea of a joke, you may be stuck with me for a while. Lead the way.
Alright,
I'm here.
we have a wolf buddy. Aww. What a cute little wolfie.
I'm here. Ready, Watcher.
So, she is...
I'll take a look.
a 3rd level ranger. Alright.
Ready, Watcher.
Class behavior. Aggressive. Yeah.
I'm here.
Well, this has been surprisingly a pretty easy area to deal with. Guess we'll just go on over to the bridge then. Wonder why we couldn't use that bridge. I'm going to this place, right? Well, let's check the journal. In the City of Defiance. Is this yeah, this is Defiance. This is Defiance, so let's go to the bridge. Doo-doo-doo. You feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out for it to you. Well, last time I stepped back because it sounded like you're gonna take the soul. I'm really confused at this point, but this time I'm gonna reach out for the soul. You see a lavishly decorated room, walls hung with tapestries, ornate oil lamps creating a warm, relaxing atmosphere. There are several overstuffed couches covered with silk pillows and an elegant table in the middle of the floor. This woman is seated at the table, sitting across from another woman. They are both well dressed, their style befitting the room they're in. The other woman's hair is blonde, in stark contrast to this woman's black, and is swept up on her head in a drastic style. The women speak in an easy, free tone, obviously familiar with one another. Though they seem to be comfortable in the other's company, a strange nervousness surrounds the blonde woman's actions. She occasionally betrays herself with a little giggle or stammer, hitching over an easy word as she speaks. Her demeanor swings from friendly to shy and back again with no warning. This woman leans back a little in her chair, stretching lightly. As she finishes her stretch, she gently lays her hand next to the other woman's hand, letting their fingers subtly intertwine. The second woman stops speaking mid-sentence, inhales sharply, and turns red. She does not, however, move her hand. This woman smiles and moves her hand further over the other, holding it. She then stands, moving around the table toward the blonde woman, whose face shows conflicting emotions of terror and lust. She giggles and pulls her hand out from the other and brings it to her mouth, the red of her face deepening. The woman stops, looking down at her, eyes sparkling. She reaches out and pulls something from the blonde's hair, letting it fall around her shoulders. Then she leans over, brushing her lips lightly over the blonde woman's cheek, resting her mouth against her ear. As she whispers, her hand moves lithely down the other woman's body to her waist. The blonde shudders and leans into the hand, eyes closing, cheek pressing against the lips, still whispering at her ear. This woman's hand deftly removes a small bag from the other woman's belt and secretes it under her own cloak at the small of her back. Then she gently kisses the other woman's cheek and stands again, the smile never leaving her mouth. Oh. So you can't talk to her afterward? Oh man, as you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Everyone has a vibrant history here. Am I gonna reach out? Yeah, sure, let's reach out for the soul too. You see a ship being tossed about in a storm-ravaged sea. The swells rise and fall, carrying the ship with them as if it were a toy. This man stands on deck at the head of the ship while water whips around him. The crew moves about frantically, trying to keep the chaos under order. He barks orders at them, pointing where to go and giving each one a task. The men, while still visibly distressed, seem to calm down when they are given their orders. He instructs the helmsman to resume his duties at the wheel and rushes to the aid of a crewman who is struggling with a rope attached to one of the sails. The ship crests a wave, going almost vertical in one direction and then immediately again in the other. Several of the crew are thrown from their feet, sliding across the deck as the ship is rocks. Several of the crew are thrown from their feet, sliding across the deck as the ship is Yeah, it's just a extra word there. After the swell passes and the ship returns to a relatively normal orientation, the man quickly scans the deck, counting silently. No one has been lost this time, thankfully. He looks in the direction they're headed, seeing no reprieve from the storm in sight. His jaw squared and his upper lip stiffened, he returns to the helm and takes the wheel again. And there's still no way to talk to either of these people beyond just reaching out for their souls. How voyeuristic. Zoran Xenius Kavik. Another vibrant history. Man, everyone on this verge has a vibrant history. You see a flurry of matted white hair and an incandescent freeze-fire staff before you see the man cold and wild. You choose a wizened apple, slowly discharging spell after spell into the jumble of villagers screeching their way towards him. Cold flame vents from his nose, and apple seeds shoot out the side of his mouth as he saunters forward, ignoring arrows and curses alike. A deliberate twist of his staff and a bullet of force glides through the torso of one assailant and another. A roar blisters his throat as he launches himself into their midst, tearing into their essence with his staff. A fleeting hand reaches toward him and quickly falls ignored. Silence takes hold as the tattered man gathers his prize, a basket of fresh pears. He hums as he eats. Oh, well, that's nice. Passing by these psychopathic killers as we make our way across the bridge. And so yeah, not too bad to get into the Defiance Bay. There's really no problem at all. Let's go into Copper Lane then, I guess. 15 minutes.
Defiance Bay, the city at the heart of the Deerwoods Revolution, now seems on the brink of another. Refugees line the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by White One's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to animancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets, their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
Alright then. I wonder if there's going to be markets in this place. I mean, actually, maybe try to figure out how to sell some stuff? I don't know.
Defiance Bay. If ever there was a dry field in need of a cleansing flame, you have found it.
Aloth seems lost in thought. He flinches when you draw near, sucking a sharp breath through his teeth.
What can I do for you?
You've been acting strange.
A crumbling castle, abandoned to memories, and an old man who can no longer tell them from reality. I'd say we've seen some rather strange things. And if Meerwald is to be believed, it would seem you've an uncertain future ahead.
My situation is more dire than I realized. We've got to find this leaden key and
That
fast.
does seem like the logical course of action. I shall follow your lead.
Oh, let's move on then. Alright. Nope.
I'm here.
We got a rabble rouser. Rowan. Should I?
Greetings.
It's the Animancers, Magran Scorch'em, and they nest in this city like rats. You mark my words, though, us dozens are gonna put a stop to us. Tell me about the dozens. Dozens? Dozens? We're an organization of interested citizens who want to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influence of Animancers and the tyranny of the aristocrats who support them. We're also a militia, seeing as the Crucible Knights are little more than a flock of preening nobles in training these days. And we're always looking to expand. The more people see things our way, the better for the state of the country. You have any interest in hearing more, stop by Admith's Den sometime, the Expedition Hall. A lot of free thinkers in there can set straight all the nonsense the nobles and the animancers want you to believe. Might even be some paid work there for motivated types. Alright. Farewell. It's pretty clear he's rabble-rousing. I don't need to ask him what he's doing. I don't think. Goose and Fox. Just like a... Ah. The Goose and Fox. What's inside the Goose and Fox? Let's find out. Yeah, I was thinking it might be a tavern. With its title like a Goose and Fox, it makes you think. The Vulture. That's a name right there. The Vulture.
Welcome.
I'm looking to hire an adventurer. I'll order some refreshments. So food actually increases your max health and stuff for a while. Can I sell some of this stuff? Get some copper pieces. Oh hey! Can I move this to my actual inventory now? Okay, wait, what? Wait, I've always been able to access the stash. Okay, I can just move it here. And then when I go to you, I can be like, okay, now wield the big cool sword. Man. Wish I had realized I could do that a while ago. Okay, so you're wearing scale brigandine. Special leather armor. A robe. Not really sure. Yeah, I think I can probably just sell all this armor. Probably hatchets and stuff too. Hold on. Hunting bow. Maybe keep that. Crossbow. Battle axe. I'm not sure how much this stuff is really necessary. Wolf hide, I can probably... I mean, unless I can find someone better to sell it to.
Welcome.
The screen explodes every time I'm pick something up. It's annoying. But hey, 130 copper pieces. I almost have 500. And I can recruit adventurers for 250 copper pieces. Wow, this place is not cheap to stay in. A yellow lab. He wants to sell it for 150. Ugh. Maybe one of these guys. Oh man. Everything is a soul conversation rather than an actual conversation. I mean, I want to read it all, but I also just don't want to have my momentum completely broken reading stuff. There's no way to learn what any of these characters are actually. There's no way to actually talk to the characters. It's very unusual for a game like this for me. Like, I would think you would reach out for the soul, then, you know, talk to them afterward or something. But nope.
Have you ever chased a skirt wizard? Or do you merely hide behind them?
Don't pawn your personal problems off on me.
They will use you, cast you off when it suits them. Never speak another word to you.
Maybe they just don't answer to fiery whore.
Yeah. What the hell? Alright, we got a marketplace up here. That sounds promising. Get a sense of what equipment I even want to be looking to buy at some point here.
Hail, traveler.
Show me your wares. Alright. 14,000 copper pieces. For +1 priest spells. Okay. More spell slots, more spell slots. Scrolls. Oh, hey. So the thing is, do I actually want to... I'm not exactly sure how this works yet, but I feel like I don't need to screw with his inventory that much right now. Or his spell layout. Because I might pick up another
Good day,
wizard
stranger.
that I might like more. So this is just rations. Interesting. You can get sugar for plus move speed. That's interesting. Hilda. I just want the
Hail
merchants.
and well met.
Oh, this is an actual conversation. The patterned flesh around his eyes is crinkled with age, and the muscles in his arms are knotty and lean, but he holds the weapon with ease. He's holding a broadsword. Come to take a look. You won't find a finer collection of armor and weaponry in Defiance Bay. Outside Sonald's, of course. He flashes a crooked grin. What's so special about Sonald? She operates in the Expedition Hall. Sells the best equipment in the city, but Wenin keeps her on a short leash, keeps her fine inventory reserved for chartered expeditionists, members of the Dozens, and anyone else he takes a liking to. Oh, so I can get better stuff if I have a chartered expedition or become a member of the Dozens. Something to bear in mind. So, well, let's see what you have. Scepters, pike, a warhammer. Here, just kind of weapons. Wow, the arquebus is extremely expensive. I could sell Kana's weapon here. Estocks, great swords. Most of this stuff looks about the same quality as what I have now. Maybe the armor? Oh, we got Pike's Pride. DR7. Minus 50% stun and knockdown duration, and plus 9 will. Has 3 enchantments. This enchantment system seems intriguing. The Dunreed Demon. Here, what does a full helm give? Oh, nothing. Okay. The Dunreed Demon gives plus 2 intellect. Alright. So, for another 2,000 coppers, I might be able to pick up a nice piece of armor. The Din Expedition Hall, overworld map, a house, dormitory, Hall of Revealed Mysteries. I want to check that out. Catacombs, go probably fight things. Well, this place is probably going to be actually have some conversations. But I'm going to be going by this way to get up here later, so I'll just, yeah, come on up here.
This looks like the kind of place we could find allies. For a prize.
A cute event. A well-groomed man steps to the hall with a confident swagger, a smug grin etched on his face. He is flanked by 5 other, hard-looking individuals. Another pup come wandering in, I see. Just know that Bind's Giant Slayers run things around here and you'll be fine. Whatever you say, man. That's good advice. Here's the rest. 1. The choice bounties are ours. 2. The Giant Slayers don't share. It's that simple. Enough jabber, Bind. You're gonna do the job or talk about it. Reena's right, that coin ain't going to collect itself. See you around, pup. Ah, so we have some competitors. I like it. One of them looked like he was in underpants.
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
I'm looking for work.
Go see Osric. He's usually got something. You do well for him, maybe I can find you more.
Tell me about the dozens. We remember our roots, your roots. We won the freedom 150 years ago, and we're the ones who protected it. Everyone knows that the Saints' War ended when the Godhammer destroyed the Waidwen at Yvondir Bridge. A lot of folks don't know how Waidwen wound up on that bridge. 7 men, 5 women walked out of Halgot Citadel and faced down a god who held him there until the bomb went off. That's the legacy we defend. Some call us mercenaries, but we don't need matching armor and silky cloaks to remember our roles. We're the same now as we were then. We stand up for the people. First line of defense. Whatever it takes. We've got new enemies now. If it's not Waidwen, it's his damned legacy. It's the damn soul butchers in Brackenberry, making things worse on all of us. Probably causing the whole thing, one way or another. Well, we haven't gotten anywhere, and there's a lot more than 12 of us now. We defended Deerwood once, we'll do it again. Alright. That's interesting. This guy's gotta be Osric.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up. If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off.
I'm looking for work.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wenham. I just handle these mercenary shit shovelers.
adventurers, I mean.
Although I do have something I need done, something that requires competence. What do you need done?
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
Why don't you just ask for it back?
No. Well, they'd like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them the satisfaction.
Doesn't sound like leaving the Crucible Knights was your choice.
You don't choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true. Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
What's the armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation.
Done.
That's Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind of fate. He kept it when he had me kicked out.
Cool. Wait, what? I got word from a reliable source that Penhelm visited a forger in Andra's gift right after having his soul lineage read by a cipher in Dunrid Roll. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks on me.
It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage. If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
So we're gonna ruin this guy's career. Alright. Alright. Very well. Well, the thing is, having every interesting NPC, or having like half the interesting looking NPCs, the named NPCs, being just these memory encounters, kind of makes it hard to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk to this person too, because they might be interesting. As once you kind of stop focusing on them, it's kind of hard to tell at that point which NPCs are relevant and which are not. What a nice looking theater. Dude. The Pallid Knight. Oh, apparently my stronghold was attacked. Oh, that's nice. Audience. Lumdala. The statuesque woman has a gaze that could cut stone. She turns her chiseled cheekbones to the sky and favors you with a look of acknowledgement. Her eyes shimmer under silvered eyeshadow and a razor-precise line of kohl. Before you can speak, she throws her hand up in a dramatic fashion.
Welcome.
Autographs after the performance, please. Greater art requires concentration, and greatness is expected from the revel of the stars. Come on, she's a fucking actor. What do you mean, what do you do? What is the revel of stars? There we go. We are the finest theater troupe in the city. We believe that the best art is immersive and true to life. She looks at the amphitheater with a rapturous expression. We stage our performances right here in Copper Lane for the edification of all. Oh, that's a interesting business model. Does the Revel of Stars take in many new members? But of course! Good drama is a balm to the soul, and we wish to offer a true theatrical experience to as many as possible. What kind of members do you take? How long do you keep members? I'd like to ask something else. Farewell. Alright, so maybe a quest will have us coming back here to become a theatrical performer. But for right now, it seems like it's mostly just a nice big set piece waiting to be done for something else. I want to go see this Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Because I also kind of... Catacombs First Fires. Well. Alright.
I could while away hours in here. If we had the time, of course. Do we?
Maybe. I don't know, man.
Gods keep you.
An elderly dwarf surveys the stacks. Her skin looks as tough and wrinkled as a walnut. Despite her stature, she manages to look down her nose at you. You're welcome to look around, but let the priests and scriveners continue their search. Wouldn't do to give them any other excuses. What are they still looking for? Maybe I could find it. Could you now? You certainly couldn't do worse than this lot, anyway. Thieves made off with an ancient scroll of Whale. They intended to blaspheme by selling that which should remain hidden, a secret of the 100 Visions. The guards caught one of them, but were overzealous in their interrogation. All they could piece together was something about a farmhouse and the road to Deerford. Track the thieves down. I don't care what you do with them, but bring back the scroll. Whale rewards the persistent seeker, and so do I. That's a fine prize. I mean, a worthy task. I'd like to know more about Whale. That's the rub, isn't it? Whale is the god of things hidden and revealed. The more of the 100 visions one sees, the more one has yet to discover. We often call Whale he who sees and is not seen, and is neither male nor female. To assign any definitive characteristics to Whale is to miss another essential part of its divinity. The 100 Visions? A term of reverence for Whale's many revelations. Despite the name, they're infinite. Each epiphany leads to yet another enigma. And I thought I was busy. Alright. Peace. Alright. Well. A lot of run around missions. I'm gonna. Oh yeah, we have an event
You've
here.
been on your own for 5 years,
I've had Itamok.
but you can't talk to him.
My standards changed around year 2.
Funny. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. Gonna take a little bit of a break here.